Rising St. Lucia and beyond, wherever you're viewing us from. Welcome to DBS this morning as we start you off for a fresh week right here on our morning show. Now, I want to wake you up in the know, so I have my team here to help us out, and it's about time that we take in our morning news highlights so that way we can get you started in the know.
Good morning. Candidates who sat the May-June 2024 Caribbean Secondary Education Certificate or CSEC and Caribbean Advanced Proficiency Examination CAPE tests are now able to access their preliminary results in digital format.
Being great at what we do at CXC has required a commitment to innovation, digital transformation, and the application of world-class technologies to make it increasingly easier for you to access and benefit from our range of services.
The Caribbean Examinations Council, or CXC, launched the electronic preliminary slip or e-pre-slip at the official release of results. That's the ceremony in the Commonwealth of Dominica, and that was held last week, Tuesday. The government of St. Lucia says the completion of the long overdue St. Jude Hospital reconstruction project is imminent. The announcement follows a visit to the construction site by the Prime Minister and Minister for Health, as well as other government officials.
All these works are completed. You could see the fire, electrical, plumbing, all these works are completed here. So once this ducting is over, this area will also be covered. So practically this entire area should be done in 2 weeks' time also. What takes time in this is to do the MVP works. That is what takes more time in any of the works to be completed. The other things and those are the works that you actually don't see it as a progress because all this is concealed. What we see is more aesthetic works. We see painting, tiling, sealing, but it is actually the easier part of the work. So the most complicated part of the work is to get the MEP right, which you don't see because most of it is concealed. So as we have completed these works, I think the rest of the works will progress pretty fast, and we'll make a good headway we'll make a good progress in the coming days.
Prime Minister Philip Pierre hopes to be the first Prime Minister to secure financing for the St. Jude Hospital reconstruction project. The Saudi Fund for Development has committed 200 million EC dollars to the government of St. Lucia to finance the St. Jude Hospital reconstruction project and rehabilitate the George Odlum National Stadium. In other news, the Elks City of Castries Credit Union last week presented 2 scholarships valued at $1,500 each for the academic year 2024 to 2025, along with 8 one-time bursaries to deserving students.
To date, the credit union has granted 18 scholarships valued at $1,500 annually to each student who would have met the necessary criteria. Despite having to discontinue the assistance to 2 scholarship holders during the period 2016 to 2023, the majority did maintain the scholarship up till Form 5. Since 2020, having recognized the need to continually assist our members, the Board of Directors have increased the number and value of one-time bursaries from 2 to over 6, and from a monetary value of 500 to 600.
The president of the cooperative expressed happiness that despite the challenges confronting the organization, it has been able to maintain the scholarship and bursary program. This is especially important as education is the 5th principle of the cooperative. The Ionola Council for the Advancement of Rastafari is renewing its calls for the payment of reparations to descendants of slaves. The call coincides with the observance of International Day for Remembrance of the Slave Trade and its abolition.
From 2001, the United Nations declared the slave trade and the transatlantic slave trade as a crime against humanity at the United Nations Conference in Durban, South Africa, for which African and African descendants must be paid reparations. And from 2001, reparations are yet to come to us as African descendants. Marcus Garvey said that we are people determined to suffer no longer. That means we as a people must stand up for our rights and our rights to reparations.
International Day for Remembrance of the Slave Trade and its abolition, which was observed on Friday, is intended to remind the world of the tragedy of the slave trade, its causes and consequences. Proponents of reparations believe it will restore descendants of slaves to the economic position they would have had they not been subjected to slavery. These are your top stories. Thanks for watching. Good morning.
And that concludes our morning news highlights. And right now, I want to give you that reminder that your favorite morning show is here. It's the start of the week. It's a Monday. And yes, it's not usually a day that people look forward to, but that's what we're here to do, to change that so that our outlook for the rest of the day is going to be one of optimism. So please don't go anywhere. DBS This Morning is going to be right back, and we have so much more in store. Morning, family. Welcome back. Listen, the energy is feeling good, and I'm hoping that you are feeling good. Right now in this segment, it's something that we as St. Lucians need to be proud of, but especially good morning to all of our viewers over in the Roseau Valley, because this segment, and matter of fact, our entire show is here to highlight something that really is going to make an impact and also help us know our history better, specifically for the Roseau Valley. So we have some friends here stopping by, and it's about a new book that has come out, The Stories of Roseau Valley. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to DBS This Morning. And in this segment, we're going to get to know a little bit more about St. Lucia and more specifically about the Roseau Valley, because we are here to let you know that we have a new book out. And this was launched most likely about 2 weeks ago, and obviously fitting that it happened at St. Lucia Distillers, right there in the heart of the valley. And it's called Stories of Roseau Valley. And I'm very happy today that we have three very important people with this project representing for the entire team. Of course, we have Mr. Primus Hutchinson here. How are you doing today?
Very well. Good to have.
Very happy to have you here as well, too. And we have Mr. Stanislaus Albert. He's a co-author. How are you?
I'm good.
Good stuff. And of course, Patrice Lionel, who I do know from my school days. So it's nice to see her here in this capacity as well. Also an author with regards to this. How are you doing today?
I'm great. Nice to see you again.
Good. Well, I'm very happy. So we're going to dive right in. 2 weeks ago, there was a really wonderful launch for this book. So let's just get all into it and talk about why people should obviously be excited about this book being out, Stories of Roseau Valley.
Stories of Roseau Valley was launched on August 10th, 2024 at the St. Lucia Distillers compound in Roseau. We are thrilled to be bringing this book to not just St. Lucia but the world. We believe that Roseau Valley has so much to offer. We have gone a lot in terms of stigma. When persons thought of persons from the Roseau Valley, they would think very lowly of them. But we want to show the world that we have so much to offer in terms of the people and what we have to offer the world. So this is why we were able to do our research and dig in, bring out those stories, and also highlight persons in the valley that have achieved something of significance or have contributed something of significance to the valley. And we wanted to share these with the world.
Lovely. And I think everybody right now knows that our island is on the map for so many reasons, not just Carnival, of course, Julie and Alfred. And just to add to this is another reason for us to dig deeper into our history, because we have so much to celebrate and be proud of. Now, the launch itself, I know that was a lovely celebration of the hard work that went into that book. So let's just talk a little bit about what took place that day.
At the launch, which was held at a significant location in the valley, which is St. Lucia Distillers, the heart of so much. They have given so much to the community in terms of education, sports, community initiatives. We decided to have the launch there. We had many speakers, including Son of the Soil, Joanne Ndujon, who is the founder and entrepreneur of Algas Organics. We had speakers such as the FRC. We had prayers by our former parish priest, so Father Lambert St. Rose, as well as acting chairperson of the executive director of the FRC, and also our feature speaker, SocaCize George. A lot of them appreciated the work that had gone into this book. They're excited about it. SocaCize George really delved into and dissected everything. He really gave a great analysis of what was in there, how we could have expounded on it. And it was just an amazing day, featuring some of our local acts as well. And I'm just proud that we have reached this point, which was about 8 years in the making. And we're finally here and we're ready to show what we have to offer.
Lovely. Well, let me tell you, this is why I'm holding tight to this because you need to see it, you need to remember it. Now, on that note, we're going to dive into some of the hard work that went into this. And Mr. Hutchinson, I mean, I can only imagine the hours upon hours of research and, to get the facts and this information in here does take a lot of work. So people see the end result, and sometimes we tend to forget all the hard work and effort that goes into that. So let's just talk about, researching and digging up this history of Roseau Valley.
You're very correct. You can only imagine. And I must admit it was backbreaking. There are times when, boy, I decided, look, I might as well just give this thing up. But we decided this is an initiative and a project that we really need to place on the map. And so when I was approached by Miss Lionel, the initial plan was to produce just, a brief history of the community and so on. And so when we sat down and we started, brainstorming and so on, I said, boy, this is huge. This is going to be a big task. So we decided to take the bull by the horns, and so we started. And it took almost all of my time. There was a time when I was not at work, so it made it a little easier. But by the time I started, I had to be staying back in office Sundays and Saturdays, going out to interview some of the elderly folks and trying to get information here and there, making calls and then arranging for interviews and people putting you off at the time that you're supposed to meet. But all in all, we went out, a lot of research, a lot of digging. But of course, I am from the community, and a lot of information I already knew. And all I needed to do was to go to the sources and then pull it out. And so I did, but then I had to be going to these people during the weekends when they wanted to relax and not to be bothered. But it worked out. It worked out well. And so we were able to pull out all the necessary information, all the stories, the folklore, the culture, the agricultural experiences, and so on. And eventually it turned out to be what it is now, and we are so happy that it ended that way. And of course, we got a lot of support from the contributing writers. We had Mr. Francis Leos, who's huge background in agricultural work, and Mr. Calix George, of course. Patrice mentioned our former parish priest Lambert St. Rose, and Brian Ogis, who a former school principal, and even my good friend here, my colleague, and so on. So we got and it was a good thing we decided to bring in the contributing writers, because it would have been even a more Herculean task than just us doing the massive work. So they came in and they assisted greatly, and for that we are very grateful. So a lot of research, a lot of something that I think some people are assuming that some people are asking, or they advocating for a part 2.
That's a good sign. That's a good sign already, though.
I don't want to take on that task. I can assist, but all in all, it turned out greatly. It turned out wonderfully.
And we can definitely see this is a project that of passion. Everybody had to be dedicated to this and some degree of love for what they're doing, because as you can tell, it's been a lot of hard work. And I'm happy that you've enlightened us as to some of the resources, and it's, the villagers, the people directly as well, giving us these related and, factual information. So I think that is just brilliant. And, as they say, many hands lighten the load. Last but not least, another co-author here with us, Mr. Stanislaus Albert. How are you today?
I'm good.
Good stuff. So I surely did not forget you, but as they say, you save the best for last. So on your standpoint, being a co-author, what made you, decide to jump on board and be part of the team? Because obviously, as Mr. Hutchinson enlightened us, it definitely was a huge task, and everybody who came on board made this possible.
Well, at the moment, I was a member of the Journée Creole Committee, but initially when the project was launched, I was told that it would have been lighter work. Mm-hmm. But diving into it, I realized it was a lot more than expected. Luckily, we had primers who sometimes took up some of my tasks, and it was something that I was always longing for, hoping to bring out the stories of the Roseau Valley. So, though it was a monumental task, but at the same time, it was also one that was done in a loving spirit.
Nice. And can I ask your connection with the valley? Are you also from there?
I am born and raised.
Okay, so this was also a passion project for you.
Yes, it was.
Great. So, what can we tell St. Lucia about this book? That the reason why they need to get their hands on this?
Like my colleague said, the way that Roseau Valley people were looked upon at one time. Reading this book will give persons a different view of not just the people in the Roseau Valley, but the Roseau Valley itself and its deep history.
Yeah.
There are some wonderful stories in there, so I encourage people to go out, buy the book, and read it.
All right. Well, listen, St. Lucia, you heard it. This is your book. And let me tell you, now that you can understand the hard work and effort that went into this, I think you can truly appreciate it when you get your copy. And now as we wrap up, Patrice, I know there is a social media page that people can follow, especially for the Jeune Creole book. So anything to keep them in the know and obviously following this journey.
Yes. You can follow Jeune Creole Jacmel. That is the initial committee that oversaw everything. And following this page, you will be able to get excerpts from the book. You'll get photos. You'll get a little more information. We're going to reel in our readers and get you all excited about the book.
Great. And where do people get their hands on a copy if they want a physical one?
For now, you can get it from the offers. My number is 5204188. We have Stanislas at 5204800. We have Primus Hutchinson
720-6236.
And also, to make it a little easier, at the heart of Castries, we have the FRC at the Barnard Hill.
Okay, fantastic.
$50.
All right, so only $50. I think that is a steal, especially for the information that you're going to dive into in this. So as you can see, it's truly a labor of love. People from the community have come together to bring you the real stories and the rich history. So make sure you get your hands on a copy. Look at it closely, all right? It is Stories of Roseau Valley.
To those persons in the diaspora, especially persons from the valley, the book is also available at Amazon at $17.95.
So and that's US dollars. So there you go. So you can get it online on Amazon. I love hearing this. Or you can get it again physically. It's at the FRC, or call any three of the persons right here today. And I want to thank each and every one of you, not just for being here with us today, but for investing all this time and effort into this. And like you said, it was a Herculean task, but you guys got it done. So this says a lot. And now we have something that we can treasure forever and learn so much more and appreciate the Roseau Valley. So we thank you for that. And Patricia, let you have the final.
Yes, I really want to give a shout out to the sponsors because like Primus said, it was a Herculean and momentous. It was a very difficult task, arduous. So it really underscores the importance of having that type of support for this type of project. And I want to encourage other businesses, not just in Roseau Valley, but across St. Lucia, to invest in and support in initiatives like this. So I would like to shout out St. Lucia Distillers. Lucille came on board. We had B&B Money Savers Inc., the FRC through the creative industries. And also our parliamentary representative definitely assisted. So we want to encourage all businesses. The Beacon as well, they were on board from inception and we definitely appreciate that.
Lovely. So shout out to everybody who made this possible and thank you for being here. And now you're in the know, so make sure you get your copy. We'll see you soon.
Everyone, and welcome to this morning's SocaCize session. Leading the wine, we have Sarah, Laurie, and Shani. Let's get ready to sweat with SocaCize. For this morning's workout, we will be doing a cardio soca jam routine to Do Play That by Marshall Montano. Let's get moving. So we're going to begin with our right leg, toe tapping, hands side to side. 4, 3, 2, 1, and 4, 3, 2, 1, pump the arms, pump. Removing the core as well. 4, 3, 2, now we're going to shuffle, push, move those legs, turn, 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 gonna tap, tap, and pull, tap. 4, 3, 2, left leg, let's go. And my low impact, you can skip the jump and just tap the leg. 4, 3, 2, pump, and 4, 3, 2, shuffle, push, turn, 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 pull, and 4, 3, 2, 1, tap. 4, 3, 2, 1, pump. Hey. Push. Turn. 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 Left leg. Tap. 4, 3, 2, 1, pump. 4, 3, 2, 1, push. Turn. 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 That was this morning's session. Thank you for choosing to flaunt with SocaCize. We hope that you're feeling sexy, sultry, and strong.
Hey family, what's up? Thank you again for sticking around and making it to the end of the show with us. And I just want to say, whatever you're doing, I think you're going to have an amazing day because guess what? You chose to wake up with us and we chose to ensure that we're going to do our part to make you have a great day. So I think we've delivered. And guess if you need a little bit more top up, it's the start of the week, which means tomorrow, right here on DBS, 6 a.m. is your wake-up call, and there'll be more of DBS this morning, so don't miss it. I'll be waiting right here for you. I'm Chayla Mendez, wishing you a blessed Monday. Bye.